we would have heavy discussions sometimes. And then I would have to say maybe, well, that's it. I've said what I'm going to say, and that's the way it's going to be. But it was never a whole lot of disciplining for him. So, and he told me he never, when he was older, one of the Mother's Day card he got from me, he said he never wanted to disappoint me. And I said, oh, I kept it. It's tucked away somewhere.
Timothy, my nephew, came to Carlisle. I believe it was back in the 70s. He was a little boy, smart little thing.
I was a single mom for a while with him, and that's when we moved to Carlisle. That's when I was a single parent for a while. As a kid, Tim was light years ahead of me. I always had to be try to stay ahead of him, especially academically. I started talking to him like he was an adult very early on. I found out that was the best way for us, to communicate.
Greetings, Tim. As a junior member of council and newest resident of Carlisle among us, I've heard myriad stories of your service here. They are all reflective of the person I've come to know and admire and proud to call friend. Your leadership as mayor here has set a high standard, which is exactly what Carlisle deserves. Your calm, steady presence sometimes belies your thoughtful, active mind. I am not fooled. I've always admired your ability to say just the right thing at the right time. Your mentoring of me is also appreciated. As a novice to elected office, you gave me just the right amount of encouragement to move forward on issues that I'm passionate about, and I couldn't ask for anything more. So, Mr. Mayor, I raise my glass and say thank you for your service. Thank you for being the leader to showcase to the world why Carlisle is an all-America city. I look forward to leaning on your wisdom moving forward and hope our paths will cross frequently.
He might not want me to say it, but when he was like 4 and 5 years old, Walter Cronkite was the news anchor on CBS. And every evening he would gather up a bunch of papers, sit at the coffee table in front of the TV, and as Walter Cronkite would be talking, he would be talking. He would repeat some things Walter Cronkite said. And when Walter Cronkite turned a page, he would turn a page.
My husband, Roosevelt Wilson, he was a police officer here. We came here in the 60s, and he was stationed at the barracks, at the Carlisle Barracks. And after he retired from the Army, being in the military for 20-some years, he joined the police department here in Carlisle.
His uncle, my brother-in-law, who was on the police force, Wilson, Roosevelt Wilson, they called him Doc. I don't know if it was through him. He got an internship with at the courthouse with some of a judge or something like that. So I think that's where it started.
I met Tim in, I think, mid-2000, late 2000. We were both interested in politics, and we were volunteering for different political organizations or candidates. And someone said, you two should run as a team for Borough Council. And we sort of took it as a dare. And we looked at each other and laughed and shook hands and decided to run for Borough Council as a team. It would have probably been February of 2001 when we went out and knocked on our first door together.
Tim's a likable child. He's a likable young man. He had so many friends. Somebody was always stopping by. Somebody always wanted to spend the night. He had so many friends. And I found out his teachers liked him too. And
what I remember about Tim at a door when someone came out is he had this wonderful laugh, welcoming smile, and I would say about 2 out of every 10 people knew him already. Especially when teachers came out, they gave him hugs. They just loved Tim Scott. So we ran as a team knowing that it would take 2 to get 1 over the final hurdle. Tim obviously won. I was enthusiastically happy for Tim. The borough has, 20 years ago, won an incredible advocate when he got elected, and it's been a wonderful 20 years.
Mayor Scott, just wanted to say thank you for your many, many years of dedicated public service to the borough of Carlisle. Can't believe your term as mayor is coming to an end. You will be greatly missed. This video will not be long enough for me to list all of your accomplishments that you had at your time on Borough Council and also as mayor of our wonderful borough. But just know through your dedication and your leadership, the borough accomplished many, many great things. Hopefully we'll get to list some of those at your final meeting. But I personally, wanted to thank you for being a great friend, being a mentor, always being someone there to help new colleagues as they came on to Borough Council. And really, it was a pleasure to watch your dedicated service and the way that you handled minor issues and then the toughest issues that we dealt with, always with respect, always with leadership, always listening to all sides of the issue, but never backing down from your beliefs. Carlisle was truly blessed to have you in leadership. And I know this isn't goodbye. This is see you soon. I know you'll remain involved in the borough, and we're lucky for that. So again, thank you, Tim, and good luck in the future.
When I came to Carlisle in 2009 as a student at Dickinson, you were the first member of the Carlisle community who I met, and I'm so glad I did. Your vision for the community and your desire to make local government work better for all of Carlisle inspired me and so many others. Thank you for being a mentor, a friend, and the best mayor this borough has ever had.
I tried to, encourage him whenever, if he asked me about something, and I said, if you think you can do that, sure, do it, And sometimes he'd ask me, Mom, can you help me do so and so and so? Like one time he wanted to be the one to help to give get the refreshments and everything at one of the meetings they were having at the Democratic Party house here in Carlisle. So yes, I will do that. I will do that for you. That's what I can do. Now I can't do anything else. I don't have a ton of money or nothing like that, but I can do that.
I was very proud of him when he did become mayor. He was Carlisle's first and only black mayor. My father, who was a Carlisle police officer, encouraged him to do that job. He thought he was a good person for it.
And when Timothy was sworn in as mayor, my husband, Roosevelt Wilson, he was there also. So my husband was very, very proud of Timothy, and I think he gave him a lot of pointers as being the mayor of Carlisle because he knew a lot of people here in Carlisle. I just want to say that I am proud of him, and I'm proud to be his Aunt Evelyn.
When he told me he wanted to run for mayor, and I said, what? Oh, okay. He said, and you're gonna help me, Mom? I said, as always, I will help you, whatever I can, I'll walk with him around some of the streets and putting out literature, I did all of that. So, but then he won, and that was, to see the expression on his face that night, and, and I think they caught us a picture in one of the newspapers, and we were hugging and everything, and I was so proud of him, and I said, oh my gosh, people like him. They like him. They like my son.
I just wanted to say, congratulations. It was a great 8 years of you being mayor, 20 plus years being on the city council. Things aren't going to be the same without you. January 3rd, sure can't come soon enough. To be looking forward to just being called Tim.
And I echo what David said. Tim, we are so proud of you to be your cousin. And to be able to say that my cousin is the mayor, it's just been awesome. You've done amazing things for the town of Carlisle, and it's not going to be the same without you, but just so proud, and congratulations.
Mayor Timothy Scott of Carlisle, Pennsylvania. It's come to my understanding that you're going to step down. The people are going to really miss you. I know how hard that you've worked. You've been unselfish. And I think a lot of people realize that you had a knack for it. You didn't tell them what you wanted to do. You asked them what is it that they need, and you worked it out. Whether it was dealing with recreation, whether it was dealing with infrastructure, or whether it was just dealing with taxes and other different people. You were what we call a real good leader. In other words, to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. I've enjoyed you working with you over the years. And I know one thing, you being a member of Team 24 and always working for the people, sending different data together, you are always a priceless individual. I've looked forward to you later on, my friend. We have a good time together. And I know that the people of Carlisle will always know. Hey, you forget, you're the person that tells people where's the best places to go to eat. And you send almost every place all over Carlisle. Yeah, you know it very well. Also, you're a great cook. I hope things are going to be well for you. Team 24 thanks you, and we look forward to seeing you together as we get together in the near future. Congratulations, my friend.
I've served with Tim on council for 2 years now, though I've known him for a little while before that. And when I was first considering running for council, even before I was considering really, Tim was one of the first people to approach me and ask me to think about it. And when I did run, he was immensely helpful throughout that process, providing me advice, even being willing to go and canvass in town with me. And that's when I realized that there pretty much isn't anybody in Carlisle that doesn't know who Tim is. And I think that's because of how warm and friendly of a personality he has. I think he can go into any room that I've seen and be able to talk to people there, engage with them on a personal level, and make people really feel comfortable being able to talk to him. And that's something that I've noticed has continued throughout my time serving on council with him. And I will say that personally, he's been somebody I look to as a mentor in my role on council.
What I appreciate most about Tim is that, yes, he's a politician, but he's an effective politician because above all else, he is just himself. He's genuinely who you meet is who he is. And I think that's what makes him successful, frankly, in anything he does. But as the voice of the borough and our mayor, he has that unique ability to bring grace, humility, and a wonderful sense of humor to what he does. He always is the happy warrior, doing his work diligently with a smile on his face and building consensus. That's what I've appreciated over the last 20 years of seeing him represent us in Borough Council and finally as mayor.
Humor is just so important in so many situations, but in public situations, it can be a real diffuser of tension and can be very effective. In terms of civility, I can think of two specific examples of when civility really came into play and was so important. Once was about 9 years ago during the first rental inspection ordinance round of hearings, and the second one was during the Human Relations Commission. One of the things that happens not infrequently is that people come to council to express a concern, or they're angry, or they're upset, or they're hurt, but they may never have spoken in public before. And Tim is incredibly good at getting people to relax, take a deep breath, and speak their piece so that we can hear and listen carefully to what they have to say, and they can feel satisfied that we have heard them.
I just want to say how much you are greatly appreciated. You are considered a trailblazer. You were the first Black mayor here in Carlisle. You paved the way for myself and for others that will come along after me and after you. So I want to say thank you so much. We really needed that, and you've been great.
The one thing that he said to me on several occasions was that we grew up together, which we did. He was, I think he was around 30 when he first got elected to office, and is about 39, so we're about 9 years apart. So 20 years worth of public service together. It's been a blessing. He one time joked with me, he said, "I'm glad you're back, Susan." He said, "You keep me grounded." But you know, Tim was always grounded.
Anything particular that you would want him to know that you would be able to say on camera? Words of appreciation.
Let me see. You're going to get me to break up now, so.
I owe my ability to come this far to a handful of folks, and one major influence is and always will be my friend and mentor, Timothy Allen Scott, a true Renaissance man. You know, we've come a long way from friends to now family. You always guided me through some tough times where I had fallen from grace into my own moral turpitudes. But your supernatural level of patience helped guide a quixotic bunch of friends that lacked direction in their visions. Although I still have my brother and mentor, Carlisle, you'll be losing a great leader. Thank you, Tim, for your compassion and leadership. You've given the people of Carlisle, and especially to this once adrift constituent, the lessons in compassion and leadership. So enjoy, man. This next phase of life, there's no dress code.
Hello, Mayor Scott.
Even though you're not going to be mayor for much longer, you will always be Mayor Scott. Everyone will remember that, and everyone will know the good work that you've done over these years. You've gotten us where we needed to be, and we're going to try to make you proud by continuing that work and keeping Carlisle on the forefront of progressive and thoughtful values and work. I will say that one of the things that that I appreciate the most is, as a new counselor, you always were so helpful whenever I was unsure of things, how to approach things, and you always came about it in a very relaxed way. So not that it wasn't important, but you made me feel more comfortable. And I think over these years, I have finally understood how you got there, and it's just work. It's just taking the time to understand things. So I'm really happy that you're going to be able to sit down and relax and chill out. And, we'll catch up. You know how we do. We'll hold court at our favorite neighborhood spot and still hang out with all the residents and locals of Carlisle. So I'll see you there, Tim, soon enough. Good job. Congratulations.
I'm not thankful for a lot that came out of this pandemic. Not so much to be thankful for. But what it did is allow me and Tim to spend a lot of time every day together, talking on the phone, talking with Susan, the borough manager, and it helped solidify that bond that we have as political brothers. And I'll miss that, obviously, going forward. But I told Tim the other day that over these next 4 years, as I take the office of mayor, I know there are going to be times where I have to channel my inner Tim because he always did things so calmly and managed to get things done and give people space to do what they needed to keep this borough moving forward.
I suppose he may have gained a lot more wisdom, especially when it comes to dealing with people. You know, you can't expect everybody to go by the rules all the time. You get people just don't do it. That's just their nature. They don't do it. So when they don't go by the rules, don't be upset. Don't say, well, the rules said, and, he is that type person. The rules said, but no, don't. I think he's got a little bit more wisdom concerning people, like that.
I certainly want to express my deepest appreciation for you, Mayor Scott, as you're exiting. Certainly, when we look back over the half of a generation of time that you have spent serving this borough in the capacity of mayor, you have made a tremendous impact on this community in ways that I'm sure will be reflected upon for generations. You broke a glass ceiling that we thought was shatterproof. And because of that, you have been an inspiration to so many people like myself to be involved, to be engaged, and know that there is a place for us at the table. Thank you for always taking my criticism with a smile on your face. And thank you, sir, just for being yourself. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time and your commitment to this community. And I'm sure I'll see you around.
If he was sitting where she's sitting, what would you tell him?
Well, always remember that God always has something for you. Whatever is planned for you by God, that's what you're going to do. That's where you're going to be. And God will always give you the wherewithal and the strength to see it through.
Tim, we got a lot of great things done for this community in this chamber. And it's largely because of your leadership. From the skate park that you advocated for early on, that's now just coming to fruition, to the human relations ordinance that took a lot of patience, that was brought to this chamber by you. And this community is all the better for your service. I'm thankful for your friendship, And I'm thankful that we now all know about the toast.
I remember one day the toaster broke, and he said, "Mom, we don't have any toast." I said, "We need a toaster." He said, "When are you going to get one?" And I said, "Well, you have to wait till I get paid, and I'll get the toaster." Well, that was maybe like 1 week during the middle of the week. But then by the next week, a toaster came in the mail. He was about, maybe 11 or 12. A toaster came in the mail. He called his grandparents in Virginia and said, "We don't have any toast because our toaster's broken." And they sent him a toaster.